What's up, everybody? Getting into this episode of Beyond the Gates. This was a damn good episode. I feel like at this point, Kat, she need to be honest with Tomas about their bedroom activities. He's not that good. You know what I'm saying? I hate that she keeps blaming herself for this because she keeps thinking that she's sexually broken. And Chelsea was like, "Oh, are you like asexual or whatever?" Basically, like she's not sexually attracted to anybody. Kat said, "Hell no." Kat was like, she's sexually attractive. Like she wants to have sex. But Tomas is just not doing a good job, basically, because this is the third time. Like they've had sex 3 times, and every time she's left unsatisfied, whereas he is giddy, he's happy, he feel like, oh, he put in his best work, like he did the damn thing. But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? I just think she need to be honest with him and let him know like he's not satisfying her, instead of her blaming herself, because I don't believe she's the problem. I don't believe that. I really don't. Now, I'm not saying, like some women can't be whack in the bedroom too. I'm not saying that. But if she was whack in the bedroom, I'm sure he would have felt some type of way. Like you would have seen his face. But the fact that he was satisfied and she not, that tells me he's the problem. Because there's been situations where, even in conversations I've had with people, where like a guy was like, oh, she was whack. Like he didn't get off, he wasn't satisfied, but she was like over the moon, felt like it was the shit. It happens with men and women. It happens. Like, sometimes the guy is left unsatisfied and the woman is all giddy and shit thinking she put in her best work and it was whack. I just feel like at some point Kat need to be honest with him and let him know like you need to step up or step off. Me personally, I think he should just step off. She don't want him. Like I really don't think she really wants him. Like she need to let him go, because yet again he goes to Uptown, bumps into Eva sitting here being nosy. Oh, I thought you and Kat had plans. I'm surprised Kat not here. Why are you worried about where Kat is and what's she doing and why she not there? Like that's the annoying part. But yeah, and he just continues to run his mouth. Like, I just can't stand how he keeps telling Eva their, business. Like, his business with Kat, it's really none of her business. Then he talking about the new dance moves and stuff, his dancing and whatever. And she talking about something, oh, well, it could be tough learning something new. And he was like, oh, you really get me. It's crazy how much you get me. I'm like, if she gets you so much, then why don't you go be with her? Him and Tomas and Eva might as well be together at this point. Because him and Kat, it's not going to work. They're not meant for each other, like, at all. I just feel like that's probably why the sex is whack, because they're not romantically compatible. They're not sexually compatible. Like, on paper, Kat and Tomas would be the ideal couple. On paper. Aesthetically, they both look good as shit together. But that's all it is. Like, on paper, image-wise, they look good. But as far as chemistry and, things in common, they don't have that. Like, what the hell do they have in common? He seemed like he got more chemistry with Eva than he does with Kat. But if I was Eva, I wouldn't deal with him neither, though. Because he seems like a player, like a playboy type. You can't never trust anything that he says. But if Eva want to go down that road, more power to her. I just wish Kat would wisen up and let him go, because he ain't worth the headache at this point. So anyway, moving on from that. So Ted coming over, interrupting Anita and Vernon while they trying to have their dinner, talking about Nicole filed for divorce. I had the same reaction to it that Anita and Vernon had. Like, okay, what you expect? And what the hell do you expect them to do about it? I love how Anita and Vernon tag teamed him and gave him an old classy read. They read that man for filth. And I love it. They put Ted in his place. And he needed to hear everything that they were saying to him. Because for him to sit there and bring up her family's legacy, talking about, oh, you want two divorced daughters? That's what you want for your legacy? Anita was not playing with him. She said, you really want to go there? Because I got time. She said, I got all night. You want to go? She was like, first of all, her daughters married two men who were not worthy of them. Both her daughters married two unfaithful men who were not worth their time, basically. Anita read him down. Anita read the shit out of him. And she was like, also, at the end of the day, Ted did nothing to try to win Nicole back. He's literally put in no effort. What you put in is what you get out. He put nothing in, so you get nothing back. And then, of course, Nicole walks in with Carlton for their dinner date. I was laughing my ass off when she came up in there with Carlton. I was happy as shit because the look on Ted's face was worth it. It was hilarious. And I love how it was Vernon's turn to get on Ted's ass because he let Ted know. He was like, you put more effort into bonding with your new daughter than you have in trying to save your marriage. They were like, shit, Nicole is slipping through your fingers. Like, I love the way they got on him because everything Vernon said was true. Everything Anita said was true. Him sending those little tired flowers, that's not nearly enough to get your wife back. That's bare minimum. Like, he put in literally bare minimum effort to get Nicole back. And he expected what? Send some flowers and, oh, she'll come around and forgive you. That's not how that works. Like, he put in no effort. So I can't fault Nicole for filing for divorce. And I was quite surprised that when Ted saw Nicole and Carlton together, I'm surprised he didn't get upset and waltz over there and beat Carlton ass. Like, you see your estranged wife on a date with your colleague. Go over there and go do something. You know, because even Vernon and Anita was like, shit, you want to save your marriage, then you need to put in the effort. You need to fight. That's what you need to do. So he went over there to talk to Nicole. Nicole wasn't feeling him. Nicole said, listen, you need to move on. She said, you need to move on with your life the same way I'm trying to. Because she's finding her happy. Do I feel like her situation with Carlton is messy? Absolutely. Because, you know, dating your estranged husband's colleague, that's messy as shit. And I feel like something gonna happen. But I'm here for it, though. Because that's, you know, good drama. So I don't have a problem with it. Plus, it's going to get under Ted's skin. You know, and for Ted is so delusional. That fool had the audacity to say, oh, we were working on finding our way back to each other. When? What? Where did he get that from? Because I have not seen them work on nothing. Like, literally nothing. I haven't seen them put no work into fixing this marriage. And honestly, Nicole, I don't even think she really wants to at this point. Hence the divorce filing. I don't think she wants to. I think she's just ready to move on from him. And quite frankly, I don't blame her. Like, the stuff Ted did was so unforgivable. Then on top of that, he's continuing to do stupid stuff. Like, he's sitting here allowing Leslie to just pop up at his hotel door, push past him and go into his hotel. He's funding her. Like, he wrote her another check. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. He's not doing anything to improve the situation between him and Nicole. So I'm team Nicole on this. Go ahead and file for your divorce. Because he's, like, literally putting in no effort. And he should be putting in all the effort in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you should be hiring Johnny Gill or somebody to come up in here and serenade her every day. I don't care if you got to pay Johnny Gill 15 grand a day. You should be doing something. Like, show her that she means the world to you and that you messed up and you're not going to do that again. But he's failing on every level. So I'm ready for her to move on. I don't know what the future hold for her and Carlton, but I really could care less. You know what I'm saying? Wherever that go, it's where it go. As long as it ain't with Ted at this point, because that man is putting in no effort. Barely bare minimum. Like, come on, what do you expect out of that? And I love how Vernon and Anita came over because they want to talk to Nicole. They was like, here's your divorce papers. Now, go on home. I love the way they dismissed him. That shit was funny. Like, Vernon and Anita do not play. Like, that's how a matriarch and a patriarch do. Okay? Like, very regal. And they will put you in your place. I loved it. Because Anita made a point to say that, parents would do anything, to protect their kids and, be there for their children. So Leslie, Lord, this heifer, she got a call from a bill collector or whatever. She was talking with a bill collector. She owes over $10,000, like 10 grand. She's like 10 grand in debt. Then got the audacity to tell Eva, oh, you need to go talk to Ted and get some more money from him. You need to go get you a job is what you need to go do. Like, I highly doubt. Well, I ain't even gonna say I highly doubt, but I feel like it's the probability of Ted writing her another check is slim. I think he probably would with some prodding from Eva, but I don't blame Eva for not wanting to do it. At the end of the day, she's trying to have a relationship with Ted, and this is not the way to go about it. And I hate that Eva sits there and allows Leslie to manipulate her and to gaslight her and, keep putting it out there like, oh, you forgot where you came from. You forgot about your roots. She did not forget her roots. At the end of the day, she's not going to sit here and fix your problems. She's not going to fund your life. She's not going to get Ted to fund your life. You got to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Leslie just wants people to fund her and she doesn't want to do anything for it. Just lazy. So anyway, some lady named Peaches show up at her door. And I'm like, who is this? Because she don't look like she could be Leslie mama. I mean, with the makeup, even with the makeup and the gray wig, I'm like, black don't crack. But damn, you look like you be her sister. So apparently she's a mother figure, I guess, to her. Like, she raised Leslie or whatever. She was there for her like a mother. But Peaches is basically there to right some wrongs. She's there to tie up loose ends because apparently she's dying. So she's there to bare her soul, basically. And we got a little bit of background information. So apparently at some point Leslie tried or did steal a man from Peaches, which I'm guessing is probably Alan, which was Leslie's late husband. She probably stole him from her. I wouldn't be surprised. So Peaches basically was like, I'm gonna tell you who your real mother is. I'm like, real mother? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Barbara. I wouldn't be surprised if Barbara was really the mother and Leslie's gonna try to cash in on that blind trust that Anita set up for Barbara's family. That would be so good. I swear to God, that'd be some so good goodness. That would be classic daytime if that were to transpire. But she's definitely going to be involved with the Duprees in some form or fashion. She's definitely going to be involved. And I can't wait. Because judging by the previews, when Anita slapped the shit out of her, it's going down. I love it. I am so here for it. I wonder how much she going to get. Like, how much did Anita, like, if Barbara is her mother, how much did Anita put into the trust? That's what I want to know. Probably a couple million, I would guess. But knowing Leslie, she probably gonna blow through that money. Leslie ain't gonna know what to do with all that. If it is true, she not gonna know what to do with all that money. She gonna blow every dime of it. She probably gonna go and try to go, buy her a mansion in Fairmount Crest, and behind in the gates. So anyway, moving on from that. Listen, Naomi done lost her mind. I feel like Martin and Smitty need to lash out at her because the way she going about this whole June situation, I feel like it was shifty. It was very shady on her part because I feel like it's way too soon for those kids to meet her. And I feel like it's too soon for June to be interacting with them. Like, we don't know this lady's drug history. Like, how long has she been clean? And just a few weeks ago, she was trying to pay for a meal in Monopoly money. You know what I'm saying? Like, she used play money to pay for a meal. So clearly she's not all there. So why would Naomi think it's a good opportunity and a good time right now for her to meet these children? But I will say at least she tried to, get her all gussied up, doing her nails, get her a nice cute little outfit. She didn't want her to meet the kids looking raggedy. So I appreciate that. But I love the scenes, though, between June and the kids. Like, even when she came in, she called them Cecile and Ron and I'm just like, yeah, we gonna have to ditch those names, baby. It's Tyrell and Samantha. So the kids, of course, corrected her about that. And I love how when she came in, she complimented Smitty and Martin on how they took care of her kids. Gave them a safe home, a nice home. But I love the conversation that the kids had with her because I feel like they were real. Those are realistic conversations when you're dealing with a situation like this. And they were brutally honest with her. At the end of the day, her calling CPS and stuff, I felt like, at least she made a conscious effort to try and get them a better home. But at the end of the day, I was wondering like why she didn't give the kids to her sister. You know what I'm saying? Because CPS, the thing about that is putting them in that foster home could have been way worse. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard horror stories about the foster care system and it's not pretty. Like a lot of stuff happened at those foster homes that can traumatize the hell out of some kids. A lot of times those foster homes are way worse than the biological homes that they came from, you know. So I get why Tyrell and Samantha lashed out at her because the stuff that they do remember about her when they were a kid was not pretty. She literally scared Samantha when she came home high. And then on top of that, she never gave them love. She was always locked up in her room. She was not a parent. They were left to fend for themselves. A lot of times they were left by themselves, and that's sad. But I love how they articulated their thoughts, especially Samantha, because she let it be known, like, we don't care about luxury. You know what I'm saying? We cared about being loved. That's real. You know what I'm saying? That is real because they feel abandoned and they feel like their biological mother chose drugs over them. And those feelings are very valid, you know? And now she's coming here for forgiveness and, thinking that, oh, I'm going to see the kids again. And she wants some type of relationship with them. And, that's up to Tyrell and Samantha. But Samantha feels like, they were raised by parents who, raised them to be the type of people that help people like June. So I feel like that's probably where they're going to go with it. Feel like they need to try to connect with her, try to help her. And I don't know. I mean, I get it. And I love that they're trying to do the right thing, whatever that is. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long road. It's going to be a long battle. And I get where Martin is coming from. A part of him feels like they're going to lose their kids. But I'm like, you're not going to lose those kids. You know what I'm saying? You're not. Those kids know where they come from. They know the love that they got from Smitty and Martin. Minus the luxury stuff, they got more important things. They got a family unit. They got a routine. They got, Smitty and Martin taught them so much, compassion, love, gave them a lot. So they don't forget that. So Martin just I get it, but he need to calm down a little bit. But I am glad that, him and Smitty are calling a little truce on their marital issues. Martin is ready to come home. He's ready to move back in the house. I feel like he should, only in the guest room or maybe the couch or something until they could figure that out. Until him and Smitty could figure out their marital stuff. But I could see why he would want to come home, especially with all that's going on. With this June situation, he should be back in the house so they could figure this out together and guide their kids together. Absolutely. But they got their own stuff to work out too. So hopefully they can get their marriage back on track because God knows I want to see them fix this marriage. Somebody in that family need to have a happy one besides Anita and Vernon. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Peace.